Saturday morning cartoons. I've hardly seen any myself as I was at piano lessons during that time slot, but it's a general term that most people are familiar with in the West. I do wish it sounded cooler like TV Asahi's Superhero Time that airs on Sunday mornings. One such show that airs during this time is Kamen Rider. Previously aired in the West as Masked Rider, it's a beloved tokusatsu or live action with special effects franchise that recently made a marketing push towards the global audience. With the simulcasting release of Zets and the 55th anniversary celebrations of the franchise, it's a no-brainer that it's a perfect time for new viewers to check out the wonderful collection of past titles. What better way than to show you a couple of my favorites that I would recommend as newcomers to the series. I recently came across a site called grids.fun, which kinda acts like those tier list sites, except you're putting what you think is the best in each box prompt. Really surprised to see a tokusatsu-themed grid, to which I ended up pinning down my answers to just the Kamen Rider series for now, as it is the tokusatsu franchise that I watched the most of. There are repeat winners for some of the categories, so I'll try to group things up. Gaim. The writer of Madoka Magica wrote this. Need I say more? Okay, so why haven't I watched it yet then? It actually took me 3 tries to watch through Madoka Magica. I think I was way too young when I watched the first 2 episodes. I didn't understand the underlying story and just dropped it. The second time I started appreciating the art design of the show, but again, didn't make it past the Homura reveal and dropped it again. It wasn't until I got a deeper understanding of what storytelling was really about that I sat down and then binged watched the whole 12 episodes at once. Orobuchigen is known for his storytelling involving darker themes. Knowing that Gaim is one of his creations, I needed to be mentally prepared to watch it from start to finish. Without digging too much into spoilers myself, all I know about the show is that there's some fun dance battling at first, and then the fruit theme suits are an interesting concept, and then it just goes downhill from there. It gets dark. I will commit to watching it by the end of this year though, so hold me accountable, guys. W. A lot of Kamen Rider shows revolve around fun, reoccurring gags, which is one of the very reasons why I like watching a particular show over another one. Many of them have gone meme-worthy, like the one about Kamen Rider Wizard discovering what a washing machine was and that he didn't have to do laundry by his own hands. Longtime viewers know that I love Den-O and that it will be a sure winner of the favorite series box. Later on that. The series is known for its humor, having basically 5 personalities fighting to pilot one character, but I would like to give credit to the amount of chuckles that W has given me as well. The duo in W is written very well, like even the half-boiled, hard-boiled detective line given at the very start really sets the tone of the overall piece. Also, having Philip just faint anywhere as they're about to henshin into W is just super fun to watch every single time. W again. Honestly, at first I couldn't decide between W or Decade for this slot, cause I think both aged like fine wine, Riders included. You can see the passion that the actor for Decade has for the franchise as a whole. He will never shy away from any opportunity where he could reference this role. However, what has not aged well and therefore does not win this category is the ending for the Decade series. Oh boy, that rant could probably go as its own video. W's premise, on the other hand, of a detective solving cases in the city will probably never get old though. The series even got a fresh anime adaptation recently. I do prefer the live action, partially biased because of the actors though, but I would recommend either one if you want to check out the story. Kiva. To my knowledge, a lot of people overlooked Kiva because it followed the airing of the very popular Den-O and was succeeded by Decade, which was designed to celebrate the 10th series of the Heisei era of Kamen Riders. In theory, it should have been quite popular, with gothic themes, vampires, and even a really cool rider kick design. But the problem might have been that it was too novel of how they laid out the plotline. It follows 2 time periods, Wataru and Wataru's father. Without the constant whiplash between the time periods though, there would be no mystery to the story. But it's just not everyone's cup of tea. Just like how I don't really like watching battle royales. Kiva is truly a better love story than Twilight, which I technically didn't read either, but And if you are into model kits, the figure rise standard of Kiva was a very fun build. There's a mini Kiva that connects to the belt just like in the show, and the details of the chains around his legs is chef's kiss. Easily breakable during building though, so be careful. Gotchard. honestly do not really understand why gacha art is that hated as a series, but it is. Sure, it's real obvious that they were trying to sell the toy line as there's so many Kemi cards, but the story wasn't that bad. A bit straightforward in that sense, maybe. Though, I think it's time that I mention I usually binge watch all the Kamen Rider shows from start to finish once it's near its end so that I don't have to wait a week for the next episode to come out. Some say the pacing was bad, to which I do agree, especially if you have to keep waiting a week for two-parter plots. Also, like Kiva, it came out right after a super popular predecessor, Geats, so it's considered pale in comparison. Ironic since the final form for gacha art is so colorful. Kabuto! The rhinoceros and stag beetles are such an iconic and reoccurring theme in Japanese pop culture. Metabots, Pokemon, Digimon, and of course, Kamen Rider too. Kabuto's theme is all about bugs and making them look cool. The cast-off mechanic is one of my favorites in the entire series because it truly does mimic how insects shed off their skins and bodies to become bigger, stronger, faster. Super cool stuff. The color schemes of the suits were very eye-catching, and the AI Zector devices were such an awesome design. Okay, now we're getting to the section where there's a specific series that takes a bunch of categories. So here we go. Best story, most fun watch, favorite antagonist, and best fight scenes goes to Gav. Though I do feel like these categories just kind of work together. Gav was the first title to get me finally interested in the Reiwa Riders. At first, I thought it was a bit out there with the candy theme, and even though I know it's a very good move again to sell merch and things just appeal to kids. The use of colors is a key element of the story too. Like the Granute world is dreary, most things are grayscale and dark, while the human world is full of different colors, just like the snacks. I feel like it's one of those titles where you definitely shouldn't judge a book by its cover. I would say the story heavily focuses on the theme of found family, and I think the enemies are written quite well. There's no redemption arc simply because they should have one kind of evil. And they're not evil because, haha, I'm just evil. Both the secondary and tertiary riders have goals and motives that are explained throughout the plot, and Sachika is a great support with her bubbly personality. The fight scenes also use a lot of vertical space, with very memorable fighting choreography for the Ram versus Glotta fight, with the immense aura farming that happened during that scene too. Zet's is a pretty good second choice to best fight scenes as it really plays on the theme of dreams and making the shots very, very trippy. But because it hasn't finished airing yet, I can't really put Zet's into any of these categories. It is a top contender for story, fight scenes, and soundtrack though. And here we have it. The remaining categories are best soundtrack, favorite protagonist, biggest personal impact, and favorite series overall. And the winner goes to, I don't think we need a drumroll here, Kamen Rider Den-O. Apparently in 2021, Japan did a survey to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Kamen Rider series, and Den-O was voted as the #1 series from the survey participants. So many viewers have their own reasons why it's gonna be their favorite show. For me, Den-O wasn't the first series that introduced me to the Kamen Rider series, but it was the show that I binge watched from beginning to end because I was so captivated by the cast performance. Ryotaro is performed by Sato Takeru, who is now known for many roles like in Bloody Monday, Rurouni Kenshin, and Cells at Work live action. He basically has to play Ryotaro plus any Imagine that possesses his body. Making so many personalities believable within the same universe is a great feat for a new and upcoming actor. And I loved the voice acting done for all of the Imagine as well. Like, the voice for Den-O is no other than the voice actor who does roles for Jiraiya in Naruto and Urokodaki in Demon Slayer. In general, I love stories that follow the development of a shy, weak protag that slowly gains the confidence with the encouragement and support from fellow cast members. Just like how I never get tired of watching the coming-of-age origin story of Spider-Man. Though I can say I am not a big fan of Deku. I think it's just because My Hero Academia overall doesn't really appeal to me as a series. The theme of time and the butterfly effect had a really big impact on me as a person as well. I think we all have that one wish to change something in the past, but as described in the series, by changing that one thing, it could affect the present as we know it. One nitpick that I had with Den-O though was the main protag. Not gonna lie, I don't really remember much about him, but the journey of getting to know the main cast was such a blast, and that's what really counted for me. And the soundtrack was so memorable. Climax Jump is one of my favorite Kamen Rider theme songs, and each Imagine has a motif that plays when the rider transforms. It's simply delightful to hear each one, and the railway sound never gets old. If you liked watching this video, check out this one about my Japan trip, or this one that's recommended for you. I stream games and handcam activities like model kit building, TCG pack openings, and unboxings on Twitch. And if you want to support the channel, consider joining the membership, check out my wishlist on Throne to support upcoming content ideas, or other ways listed in the description box below. Bye for now!